Hi, my name is Mabel Oberon and I'm a board-certified behavior analyst with Brett Denovi & Associates. In this video, I'll be talking to you about group contingencies. I'd first like to mention Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports, or PBIS. Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports are interventions used to address problem behavior by preventing the behavior and teaching appropriate replacement skills. Their interventions are tiered into hierarchies to address primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention, which are also referred to as Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Primary prevention is generally targeted school-wide or classroom-wide and addresses the majority of the total student body. Secondary prevention targets groups of students who may be considered at risk. A tertiary prevention targets individuals usually with an individualized behavior plan. Group contingencies can be utilized as part of the PBIS model to prevent problem behaviors and teach appropriate replacement skills. A group contingency is when reinforcement for all members of the group is dependent on the behavior of a person within the group, a select group of members within a larger group, or each member of the group meeting a performance criteria. Group contingencies are an effective way to promote cooperation and improve behavior. There are three types of group contingencies: dependent, independent, and interdependent. Dependent group contingencies are also known as a hero procedure. In this type of contingency, reinforcement for all members of a group is dependent on the behavior of one member of the group, or the behavior of a select group of members within a larger group. In an independent group contingency, reinforcement for each member of the group is dependent on the person meeting a performance criteria that is in effect for all members of the group. The advantage of this type of contingency plan is that it holds each individual responsible for meeting the specified criteria. It motivates each student to keep up with the rest of the group in order to earn the reward. In an interdependent group contingency, reinforcement for all members of the group is dependent on each member of the group meeting a performance criteria that is in effect for all members of the group. Like the dependent group contingency, the interdependent program capitalizes on peer influence, as group members are likely to encourage each other to earn the reward. The good behavior game is an example of an interdependent group contingency. This involves dividing a group into teams and offering a reward contingent upon behavior exhibited by everyone on the team. Instead of earning rewards for good behavior, each team earns strikes against it for any problematic behaviors exhibited by any one of its team members. The team with the fewest strikes earns the reward. Some guidelines to implement group contingencies are to conduct a reinforcer assessment. Some common rewards at school include special privileges, recognition, and tangible items. Some common rewards in the workplace include cash rewards, paid time off, paid lunch, and an extended lunch hour. The second is to select behaviors targeted for either increase and/or decrease. Then, develop a criteria for when rewards will be delivered and goals will be met. Next, combine with other interventions if it's appropriate. Select the appropriate group contingency that would be dependent, independent, or interdependent. Then collect data and make changes accordingly. Some advantages of group contingencies is that they save time, they lighten the workload for teachers and staff, they facilitate teamwork within a group, they're practical to use, they encourage peer influences as encouragement, support, and motivation. Some disadvantages to group contingencies: that there may be sabotage to prevent a group from receiving a reward. Bullying may occur towards members of the group who are responsible for the group not earning the reward. There may be peer pressure to behave inappropriately, like participate in bullying. Scapegoating of an individual, there may be some coercion, and it may not be effective for individuals who require that Tier 2 and Tier 3 level of intervention. To mitigate the disadvantages, such as bullying, one may consider the use of an individual reinforcement contingency instead, to avoid potentially reinforcing students for engaging in bullying behaviors. Another recommendation may be to use self-monitoring along with the group contingencies. Although group contingencies are commonly used in classroom settings, they can be utilized in other environments as well. For example, in the Brown-Redmond article, group contingencies were implemented to reduce staff use of unscheduled sick leave. In the article, the researchers implemented a group contingency with direct care workers that required the employees to meet a specified criteria to be eligible for a drawing for prizes such as $20 in cash, 4 hours of paid time off, paid lunch with a supervisor, or movie tickets at a local theater. The mean number of unscheduled sick hours was reduced during this intervention. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to disseminate the science, share this video, and please follow us on YouTube. Bye.